To see Kafalar Blue go up against GangsterZz in the first of our semi-finals here. A place in the grand finals and a chance to fight off for that £1,000 prize that awaits the winner of this competition. DK Layla and Mizuki back and ready to cast the shenanigans as the pistol round is underway.
A little bit of utility used over towards B long. And it pulled out the paint shells as well, so that's going to be unavailable, which is pretty big for GangsterZz. It means that they don't have to worry too much about that space denial. And they made the noise over towards the B site, but immediately started to wrap towards A. Now, A is far less stacked, and the rotations obviously haven't come through yet. It's very early to start rotating if you're on the defense, so waiting for a little bit of an information cue. Got that Cypher cam already spotted out. Look, there's the raise. That's going to get called out, and the rotations will start to happen.
I don't think anybody would be surprised by that at all, but the first pistol goes to the Killjoy. Immediately taken down, though, as a counter, and that should be the spike down and done. So, timer has decided to be a little bit extended. The wall and the bomb buddies are up and out. The bomb buddy's not going to get anything from that, unfortunately, as Phoenix is just perched into that corner. Another flash comes out, but again, gives away their location. Usually, immediately why they'll just rotate out the wall and the flash combining nicely, but it's a headshot for Athena. That's exactly what you need in these situations.
Great prediction from the Kafalar ladies there to duck and dive a little bit, but they've only got 2 ladies left alive here. Oh, they've actually managed to even out the numbers a little bit, but loses the 1v1, and oh, the paint shells got back online. Managed to get a kill there, and there you go. The power of the paint shells, the extra bit of damage. If you're hiding out in a corner, those paint shells will find you.
They find you when you least expect it sometimes, and with that, it is going to be GangsterZz who take the first point. And interesting to see already, we got some buys coming on up. Obviously, we got Zula sticking with the frenzy here, and a sheriff, I think, on the side as well. So, yeah, business as usual for our second round.
Very standard buys for GangsterZz as well. Glad to see that Kafalar are not forcing up. Again, we've seen them do that from time to time when they think that they can potentially win out the round, but it does do some weird things to your economy, so happy to see that they haven't opted for that. It's such a big stack on the A site here. Could be very dangerous for GangsterZz, and there's a lurk coming through hookah.
Oh no! Oh no! They've been completely torn to shreds. A triple for the Killjoy, and that just leaves Cypher on their own some, and well, this is not how you wanted your second point to go.
Oh, super unfortunate here. I mean, it was an eco, like a full eco for Kafalar. They just kind of lined up in lamps. They were kind of hoping that they'd be able to get maybe 1 or 2 picks off the back of that, but a beautiful spray down will just completely take all of them off the board. The alarm bot's going to give away late use position, and well, ooh, actually manages to dink one.
Yeah, gets a headshot in the midst of all that, ironically enough, on the Killjoy, so get some kind of revenge going there. But yeah, you watch this corner again. They're all down. They're all down before you can even blink.
Spectre do go burr. Some great shots there. Now, of course, so once we get into third round, it's a full buy up here for Kafalar Blue. A little bit far away from any of their ultimates. GangsterZz getting very close to some of theirs. We'll see if they'll be able to pull those out in this round, because of course GangsterZz have the gun disadvantage, so they might want to see if they can get 1 or 2 ultimates online here and try and use those to leverage themselves onto site. But this time around, it's not going to be an A hit, it's a B hit. And of course, Kafalar having those guns, they've spread themselves out across the map a little bit more.
Yeah, and the smoke's going down alongside the cage as well, so they've pretty much got the window. They know that a couple of them will be coming on through here, so it comes down to how the others do on the other side of the field. And here we go, the 2 gets a headshot in there, but can't get anything else. So it's a trade 4v4 situation. The spike will go down once again, so GangsterZz keeps that streak going. And the res coming up early too.
That was one of those ultimates that they were trying to build up to, managed to get it online, and now it's just beautiful post-plant positions. They had control of elbow very early on, and now it's just down to Athena, the last person standing, who does manage to get 1 kill, but 1v4.
2. Okay. I mean, the fact you've taken 2 of them down is still absolutely impressive. trying to bait out a response from any of them here, but they know that they can be patient with this. They're going to actually start moving forward, and there's the double that they were after. So not bad hold at all there for GangsterZz. They take another point in there, but losing 2 players in the end of that.
I mean, this was really great work towards the end to at least get those last 2 kills, but it was always going to be difficult. You know, you had 2 that were able to swing on each other out of elbow. That's exactly what they did. And, well, it's kind of hard to swing on 2 people that are coming at you at the same time. So that's going to force Kafalar down to another eco. That was their rifle round. That was their round to lose. Very, very unfortunate. But they do they buy up the sheriffs, but they're saving up a little bit. So on round 5, hopefully they'll be able to buy up again. It's our potential momentum swing round. And we do have a showstopper online as well for Athena.
Yeah, nothing with the sheriff that time round. It's going to be another pick for the Rays. A little bit of damage, but nothing Sage can't heal.
And they'll follow that up with another kill, and that's, of course, onto Athena, which is not ideal. However, we do have a nice little lurk coming through from Hookah here to try and create the pincer, but player disadvantage and just getting outgunned. Oh!
What?
Oh my goodness!
Daddy with a triple with the sheriff. That was just headshot central for them. They will take that. It just leaves the Astra now in a 2v1 situation, and they are hurting. Pretty much any kind of tag will likely take them down here.
Daddy was somebody that I highlighted for absolutely smurfing yesterday, and she's just showing that again. The headshot machine. But, oh, Eula, so many angles to cover.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do there? It's a 90-degree check. You either look left or you look right, and whichever one you look to, the person on the other side is going to take you down.
Yeah.
It's always going to be unfortunate. Daddy did a lot, though. This was a massive, massive eco round for Kafalar, because they were able to take down 3 of GangsterZz. Now, it doesn't do enough to disallow them from buying, but ultimately, still a good eco. And now Kafalar will come into this round with a full buy. They've got Hunter's Fury. They've got the showstopper, and they're very close to having a few more ults on the board, but they're going to be dealing with the lockdown, and of course there's the run it back to try and get some information as well, which could determine which site they're going to opt to push onto.
Yeah, GangsterZz start incredibly strong, and we'll see if they can secure themselves another plant with this. They've been very consistent so far. I think all 4 points we've seen plant on every single one of them, so GangsterZz wants to keep that going. And as you say, run it back's coming on up, and so is the bounce as well. Slicker gets a headshot with that as well, and gets a bit more information, tags up a little bit, finally gets put back to where they started. But again, Ray's already in on the site, and that is Spike done and dusted. Lockdown went down, but also got destroyed in the process, and a cheeky little showstop on both sides.
And it's all down to Slicey here to try and clutch this one out. 1v2. Does someone swing? Oh, very low HP on Athena. Can she?
Oh no!
Goes for the flash. Oh, so close though. Athena was so low HP there. You see 21 HP. And the swing comes through from Slicey to get the defuse. And of course Athena knows that that's what's going to happen. Takes the risk with the low HP, but it pays out. We had quite a few ultimates used here. We had the lockdown come through. We had both showstoppers and the run it back. Everything got thrown into that round. A very, very important round for Kafalar to win. And now, despite the fact that they won that round, almost everyone died, which means once again their economy is very, very iffy because they are forced to buy this time around. Whereas GangsterZz, yes, they lost that round, but they still had a ton of money in the bank. So a full buy up from GangsterZz, nothing even to blink at. Kafalar, however, got a few people on low armor, but they do have 2 ultimates to try to play with.
And already location has been revealed, and again Sephia now activates their run it back, really goes in for the flash and actually gets a headshot on their first peak round, and that was the Sage. So no more heal and buff fear, and that will be time expired with that. Gives Kafalar the player advantage. They have Cypher's ult as well. Goodness me, Athena, nice shot.
Great being able to cover Hookah so well like that. They completely shut down any sort of a B aggression. And now the spike is down towards B. You see very, very careful, methodical movement towards the spike to be able to pick it up without peeking and getting the head blown off. Doesn't realize no one's actually watching it. And now they might actually try for another B push because all of the movement from Kafala have moved, they're over on the A site. We've got Slicey here in showers, to try and make some noise, make sure that rotations don't move back towards B. Oh no, they haven't realized that this is such a fully stacked site. They're going to try and push this.
30 seconds left.
This is not... This isn't quite the play that they were expecting. They're going to try and throw a puddle out there, but not going to get any purchase out of it whatsoever. And that is going to be the Phoenix down. That just leaves Astra and Kafalar get themselves back-to-back points, and Daddy with another triple on the board.
She's just gonna keep like mowing down in this match. We saw it yesterday. She had one of the best Hades. I think it was in map 3, where she had like 12 kills and everyone else on the team had like 6. She's just been such a force. A little bit behind Athena at the moment, but 2-3 Ks in 2 rounds. If she can just keep up with that momentum, then she's gonna catch up and overtake in no time. And winning that round is so important for Kafalar because they're able to buy up. They're gonna have the Cosmic Divide. And they have Neural Theft to give them a little bit of information if they need it.
Yeah, I believe it was one of the servers. It might have been Dati who had like 12 assists at the end of one of the respective games. So you get the general idea of how consistent Dati has been throughout this competition so far. And again, slow down. Flings in with the flash. Gonna see nothing with that. And oh look, it's a nice big sound barrier.
So they're not going to hear the sound of the plant go through. They don't spam default because they don't know that that's busy happening. But the spike's gone down, so that's going to give away the information. But by then it's too late. We've already got post plants from GangsterZz, and it's down to just 3 players left alive on Kafalar.
Yeah, 2-player advantage for the GangsterZz. And again, they're just covering every site imaginable here. Letio is up for them, but again, there's only so much they can really do, and that's going to be another one dropping down. They've at least managed to deficit by 2, but again, it's still not going to happen for them here. It's just the Raze who is incredibly hurt. Pins it in, actually manages to get themselves a double on the board. 6 HP in a dream, but that is all it's going to be.
A very, very close round there. GangsterZz played that very well. Like I said, the wall comes up so it doesn't give out the sound cues. And then they pull all the way back, relying on their utility to stop any potential defusers. But the shower control from GangsterZz was so good because they were able to get quite a few kills just out of that. And of course, they had lamps control as well, so they were able to get to either side of the wall wherever necessary. Once the wall goes down, there's still the Sage wall, so it cuts down one of the rotations towards where the spike is. Very, very good utilization of the utility there. Kafalar just did not have an answer. This time around, however, they are going to have a showstopper. We saw that did get a little bit of purchase earlier on. But they're going to need a little bit more than a showstopper to help get them through this round because Kafalar are in a very, very aggressive push towards the B side, and that's going to be the first pick of the round.
Julius gets it back with a headshot on the Sheriff, but unfortunately are going to get taken out with the splash damage as well. So it gives the player advantage back to GangsterZz. Well, for the time being it did. It's now a 3v3. Spike is down once more. Claire just thinking about it. Rafina gonna go for the showstopper. Quickly switches out of weapon. They don't have much time left to fire it. Can I get any purchase? No, they cannot. It hits the ceiling. Yep, it hits the edge.
Oh, and Dati just not able to be that clutch factor in this round. So Athena, the last one left alive. And again, this post plant is just so good. They've covered every angle. Just cannot find anything. That's a 4K for Claw as well. A really good round for GangsterZz Raze. And just so much momentum working off of. I mean, Kafalar had all the right areas covered, but of course it was an eco round. And that being said, not a terrible eco. Getting 2 kills, pretty good, but not enough. Still able to buy up here, but this could be the last round that they're able to full buy. Because even with that lose streak bonus, eesh, they're looking really, really rough with 2 players having had to buy down all the way to 0. Got a few ultimates to use. Hopefully that gives them some buffer zone, but again, coming up against a Rez, you know, if they get a pick off in a safe spot, then it's just gonna get completely cancelled out. Could be a rough round for Kafalar.
And another showstopper being deployed, coming straight on in. Clara just quickly scouts out everything. Nobody is in the area, and
oh my
gets
goodness!
They actually got Sophia in the midst of all that, and they also got the double as well as Athena drops on down. So, well, that went beautifully for GangsterZz in the end. How about that?
amazing reflexes to get the showstopper off. Now, this is a fairly common thing that I see a lot of Razors do. So it fires the showstopper and turns around immediately. And in the turn, spots one in heaven and still manages to spray them down. Massive round there. Again, for Klar, doing so much work. I mentioned yesterday, Daddy 12 and the rest of her team on 6. Well, Klar's on 15, and the closest behind is Nello with 9. So Klar's doing so much work here, and they forced Kafalar down onto an eco again. We're getting so dangerously close to the end of the half. Kafalar need to start racking up some rounds here, but if they're constantly on these ecos, it's going to be really tough to make it happen. No!
No way!
What?
Slicey gets flashed, moves in, gets a double, almost a triple, albeit unfortunately that reload cost them just a little bit, but that was not how I thought that shower exchange was going to go. As a result, it's a 3v3 in this situation, and it looks like the spike's on B.
Flashed out in a 1v3 and still gets 2 of them. You take that trade every single day of the week. And now it's down to the last 2 players for Kafalar. They have managed to upgrade a little bit, but I mean, like, how much more can you do? Athena's down to like a sliver of HP. Euless is full HP, but there's a flank coming up from long as well, so no matter what direction they try and take, somebody's going to peek out and potentially be able to get that pick. Now, they know that there's already one behind at the back of sight. Can they follow that up? Woo!
Oh, the answer
Swing's good.
Yeah, the answer is no, as Kafalar just both drop, and here's the shower again. So Slicey gets blinded, and just immediately, like, the first shot was a body, the second was a headshot. Like, excuse me. Just, this is why we love to see players like these, and the bravery to still go for that. It's like, okay, not as much vision as you'd like, but still spraying and catching people at close quarters is just unreal.
Oh, beautiful work there. Now, Kafalar are able to buy up, and these next 2 rounds are pivotal for these ladies. They need to win these if they want a chance in the second half. If they concede both of these rounds to GangsterZz, then their second half is going to be a nightmare to claw back up from only 2 points. They're still sitting on those ultimates. Oh, that's a really good start to the round.
Yeah, Slicey gets taken out immediately, but there's going to be a trade back as Astra drops on down. A nice shot from Daddy as well, gives themselves the player advantage again. More recon information, but they're... Oh, goodness! Sephia with the triple!
The support from the rest of the team is so good to help out there, and Klar, last person left alive. The ace is possible, but I don't know if it's probable. He's kind of stuck in lamps here. And everybody has an angle. The swing is good, and she was never really going to survive that one. Kafalar played that so well. Those opening picks were so good. Sephia had eyes on showers the whole time. Euless was there to back her up. There was some utility being used as well. The recon bolts coming through. So much support given so that she could maintain that showers control. And then GangsterZz, once they'd cleaned out showers, there was only one person left trying to sneak in through A main. Of course, that was Klar. Gets her way into lamps control. Now, I talk about how lamps control helps you win a round, but I don't know, like, there are its limits. And in a 1v5, it's still going to be very difficult to make that one happen. A pivotal round for Kafalar, not only because they win it, but because they use no ultimates in the exchange, which means now they have all 4 ultimates. They might have 5 fairly soon. This is a big round. They need to win this.
Yeah, it's crucial that you do this to try and minimize the point deficit going in to the second half, and they all go for that flash, just looking away at the right possible time. Tries to spray in as well. Showstopper comes out, actually catches, so one catches the killjoy, and Sephia gets straight up the pick on the other player. There is going to be a res coming on in, so it'll be a player advantage, but walls are coming up. Here comes the Ray as well, and takes out the Sage, and the killjoy. It's a double on the Ray.
Well, I spoke about that, you know. Okay, Slicey. Damn, good attempt. It manages to get 2 there towards the end. It was really, really close. You know, I kind of spoke about how they had all of these ultimates available to them at the start of the round, and they just blew everything, but they didn't do it, like, it was calculated. They made sure that they were utilizing those ultimates in the most effective way they possibly could in that round. So, best of a bad situation. There is definitely some potential here. If they win these 2 pistols, they give themselves a chance. If they lose these pistols, because historically, so the first 2 pistol rounds went to GangsterZz, and then GangsterZz managed to win the 2 follow-up rounds as well, despite Kafalar having bought up. So Kafalar need to either win these 2 pistol rounds or they need to win round 3. If they cannot string those, if they cannot get at least 1 or 2 rounds in the next 4, then they're in for a massively difficult time.
Yeah, and the Ghost already starting off, so the pistol round pick first goes to GangsterZz. They are now going to have themselves a little bit more of a harder time to try and defend what will, well, I say defend, attack what will be coming. A disadvantage is going to be Daddy, who has the spike for the time being, but again, only so much you could do with the pistols, but then again, you know, it is playing field, it is the pistol round of our first point, and a headshot with the Ghost. Never mind when you got moves like that.
Got the moves like Jagger and immediately goes straight through the teleporter, and of course the sound cue gives away all of that information, but they've left one behind to try and get, that flank is going to be so big. Oh, man.
I don't think
and they don't realize she's there, yeah. So this could turn into a really big pincer, but they need to time this perfectly. Wait, really? What? Why?
Why? I was going to say the same thing. That's just straight up a free double for you for that. Like, all eyes were on you. What did you think was going to happen? Julius does manage to get a pick from all of that, so they're only still a player behind, but surely all eyes will be on that spike now.
Oh, nice little swing there. So it's down to the 2v2. Lamps control firmly for GangsterZz, but they're watching that spike like a hawk. Time is ticking down to like 10 seconds left. Alarm bot comes out. There's just no time.
There's no way they get this plan. There's no way they get this plan. Or are they? They do! They get the plan! It's a 1v2!
What?
But Julius looks the wrong way, unfortunately. They were both... One was to the left and the other was to the right, so they were only ever going to get one in that situation. They get the plant somehow in the midst of all of that, but still, the point does not go their way.
That teleport play, I don't know what the thought process there was. I mean, they didn't have a wall. It was not even like a blaze wall. Nothing to try and deny sightlines, to deny bullets. They just run straight out into the open. And Spike gets dropped on the ground, and they kind of threw that round away. Very disappointing. And they kind of need some kind of a redemption arc here. Now, I see a judge being brought up. Lyra's going to be chilling on the classic. Try and make something happen there. And of course, Kafalar will buy up in this round. Despite the fact that they lost that first round. They're buying it up.
And again, risk reward. They want to do everything they can to stop GangsterZz getting that double digits already. Put themselves at quite the deficit if they don't get anything out of this round as a result. Again, GangsterZz just hanging on, and look at the amount of smokes being deployed. I don't think anyone's surprised there. The bomb buddy out.
Yeah, gets stopped by the gravity well though. So it slows it down quite considerably, and that gives a lot of space. Kafalar already on site. The spike's gonna go down. Already shaping up to be a better round than the previous one, but that first kill going through. Judge.
Yeah, you don't just walk into close quarter combat to get away with that, especially if the judge is there. Defuse already happening because everybody is pretty much alive bar one, and GangsterZz do enter double digits as a result. A 6-point lead in the second half.
Much better round for Kafalar there, but unfortunately, we're not expecting the judge play. Now, given how low the credits were for GangsterZz and how they kind of... I don't think they were expecting a judge per se, but now I hope that they are expecting it. You know, Slicey didn't die that round, so there's no real reason to get rid of the judge. So they need to be very wary of those close quarters potential takes. Now, for now, the spike's moving its way over towards B site instead of the A because the A has just been so locked up. And look at this aggression. Oh!
Yep, aggression going the way of GangsterZz. They were met them immediately. Sheriff manages to take out the bomb buddy in the end, but again, Clark is just making a massive time advance. They are going to get the pick, gets the double, bomb gets the pack out of that, because they obviously, otherwise, they would have gone down as well. Catches them, catches the Cypher, but not quite enough. The Sheriff will get the pick, and Daddy gets one back of their own, so back to a 3v3.
Well, not anymore.
Nah.
It's just so chaotic right now, but the HPs are so low. There's no way Slicey gets that kill with the judge from that far away. Latu was able to pick up the spike. It's an interesting push up long. There's the TP play so that they're able to reconnect as they move towards the A site. But of course, they're both very, very low HP. And I think it's quite obvious what the plan is here. Gangsters sticking together. They're full HP. Sage probably still has a heal back. You know, the cooldown will have finished. So has that available if necessary.
30 seconds
Spike
left.
will get planted, but
Spike
this
planted.
should be an easy retake.
Well, you never know. Latu is going to go into showers. Again, they're emerging in there. They'll at least get the location revealed for their teammates. And now they're just waiting to see if they can make anything work with this. They're going to sit in the flame wall. And again, they could just sort of like bait this out here. Daddy going to fire in a shock bolt. That'll try and force them away, but it's not going to work out for them. And as you say, an easy retake in the end. It's a triple for the Sage. And that puts Gangsters on 11-4.
Oh, this is so unfortunate for Kafalar because so that's the 2 pistol rounds done and dusted, plus the next the bonus round, and that would have that should have been a buy round for Kafalar, but they opted to do that kind of buy up previously. Now there is some potential here because Kafalar are able to buy up. And Gangsters are still a bit on a weird buy. Slicey not really willing to give up on that judge just yet, but Nino on a Spectre, which could be upgraded. I'm surprised to see that it's not happening. I suppose they're just trying to save up as much of their economy as they can because they know they can afford to lose a few rounds. But you could also just kind of smash a round. Kafalar going to come into this with full guns. They're immediately dropping the Cosmic Divide and the Run It Back to get some information. Oh, and that's going to use up a lot of the utility here. Great usage of this Run It Back.
Yeah, realizing that was probably going to be the play to go for, and the spike is going to be down once again. And obviously, with the wall up, that is going to dampen the sound on that side of the field. So, we'll see if Kafalar can actually get a point out of this. Slicky took a lot of damage there and finally does drop. And that just leaves the Cypher for Kafalar. And a showstopper just to rub it in. And that is going to be all they wrote. That's going to be 12-4. It's match point already for Gangsters. And they are looking to take an early lead in this set.
See, the problem there was how Kafalar decided to set themselves up for the post plant. They didn't really take control of elbow. They weren't really watching back of sight very well. And of course, the wall begins to kind of work against them because they also can't hear what's coming from the defender's spawn side. So this was a really good retake from Gangsters. They took very good control of the situation, were able to push onto the site, and Kafalar not able to cover all of the angles, just weren't able to defend. And of course, paint shells, of course, getting way too much value than is necessary in my opinion. A nice smoke here to hide this positioning up on the box. This could be dirty from Clark. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and quickly jettisons themselves out of that situation as well. Took a little bit of damage, but still, they'll take the pick easily. That gives them a 4-3 here to deal with. The wall's gonna get shot through, and Clara's just waited for us, like, alright, then fine, break the wall, I'm ready for you. Gets themselves an ult orb just in case anything goes wrong with a 3v3 situation as the spike is planted.
And it's just a little bit off of that default spot, so the spam through the cloud, or through the smoke, doesn't actually connect. They still have the lockdown available, which can be used for retake, but now they have... Okay, they had the numbers advantage. Oh, 1v1, no more lockdown! Euless comes up big!
Yeah, Euless clutching that out in the end, needed to, especially when you've got people like Cloud just popping off willy-nilly with those kind of shots. So, great little hold there, and it gives Kafalar a little bit of breathing space, but not so long, because look what Slicey's now deciding to rock up with.
There's that operator play that we'd kind of been talking about. It's not coming through from Kafalar, surprisingly enough. I think they weren't able to string together enough economy to get that going. But we are going to see it from Gangsters. It's going to be the first time we're seeing the Gangsters operator in this tournament. So we'll see how effective it can be. Obviously, it's going to be holding down long. It's a pretty good place to have it. But unfortunately, misses the first shot.
And no purchase with the Fury either for Daddy, so they'll have to try and do this the hard way now. Try and get the second poke again. No dice with the operator, so 2 shots for 2 missing for the time being, but still early days, it still might come back. They're actually going to swap it out by the looks of it and hand it back to the Astra.
Literally are going to be holding on to it. Needs to watch for the swing. Oh, she doesn't miss those.
And Slightly with the run it back as well. Gets themselves a double on the board, and this could be another